What's up guys? This is Brent with Western Equipment, and in this video I'm going to be showing you all about the MoJack Pro mower lift. I'm going to be telling you all about the features and also showing you how to use this lift properly. I'd start by saying that the MoJack Pro is one of the best tools I have ran across for the type of things that I work on here, which a lot of times are these mowers. Now, the great thing about the MoJack Pro is that not only is it a jack to raise up the front of your mower, but it is going to be a universal jack for any mower in the whole market. And what makes it universal to that is it's just full out adjustability. For one, the front here are two shoes that hold our front tires. These are going to be expandable and collapsible from 31.5 inches all the way out to 62.5 inches, which is going to fit any of those frames of mowers that are out there, whether it be a zero turn or a riding lawn tractor style. Now, the other great thing about this jack is that it is so heavily built. It has this winch system here with a ratcheting lock here at the back, which I'll show more in a minute. And it's made out of this heavy duty steel design, and it has a capacity of 750 pounds. Now, if we're looking at such things like over here at this Z735M, this mower weighs 950 pounds. So a lot of times what we're looking at is with a zero turn with the mower in the back, we're looking at a 60-40 or 70-30 ratio, meaning that the lesser of the weight is going to be in the front. So if that's the case, if we're at that 60-40, we're looking at somewhere between 300 and 400 pounds here in the front. And so therefore this jack has the capacity to make sure and raise that up. And then over here on the X350, which weighs considerably less than this zero turn and the engine is in the front, once again, you are going to have that capacity to raise that mower up and down. Now, the height that you're going to get of actual lifting capacity is going to be 25 inches. So this is a lot better option when we're talking about needing to really get that mower up, be able to get underneath and change the blades. Sometimes it's not so easy to take our deck off and change the blades. Sometimes we have to leave it on. So we want to be able to raise this up. And by giving you 25 inches of raising capacity, that gives you tons of room, which I'm going to show more about here in a minute. Now, adjustability, like we were talking about. The great thing is that these shoes are very easily adjustable. You'll notice that you have a pin here on the center frame, and if we release this pin, that is going to allow you to pull the whole tube out. And so this is going to be good for storage. Whenever we go to store this machine, we are going to take these whole shoe assemblies out. And then we also have another pin right here on the shoe where we're going to have two separate holes, one to the outside, one to the inside. And we can use either one of these holes with the adjustable holes here on the arm to be able to find that perfect fit for the mower that we're working on. So right here, I have this already adjusted to the Z735M. So here in a minute, whenever I show you this jack in action, that is the mower that we'll be using this on. But another few things that you need to know about this jack is also that the adjustability is here at the bars on the shoe itself. Now, these are going to be adjustable to tire size, and there is actually a tire size chart over here on the side. So if we're dealing with 10 to 11.5 inch front tires, we'll need to be at this hole that is closest to the front of the jack. Then if we're going from 12 to 15 inch, we'll be in the middle hole like I have here. And then if we are 15.5 to 17 inches, we'll need to be in this furthest hole away from the front of the jack. This is going to be very, very important that we make sure and get this rod in place in the right spot when we're working on these mowers to make sure that it's going to fit in the shoe as it's supposed to. Now, the other great thing about making sure and keeping that tire in the shoe is that the MoJack Pro is going to come with a set of ratchet straps for each side here. That way we're able to make sure and get this tire strapped into the shoe to make sure to keep that in place, and I'll demonstrate that again here in a minute. Now, the raising system on the MoJack Pro is going to be a little different than what you'll see on a lot of different jacks. Some you might actually see a screw top jack that is simply ran off of rods that are inside the machine, but this jack actually does have a nylon strap winch on it. So we have this strap here that is connected down to the bottom and connected to our self-braking winch. So we have two different ways that we can actually raise this jack. One is going to be by hand here. So we can simply turn this, and as you hear that clicking, you're also going to see this piece down here flip out whenever it hits that certain notch. So this is going to be the safety latch that is not going to allow this to lower down without releasing our handle here. So if we tried to lower this down, what you'd see is you'd see slack start to happen here in the strap, but the actual frame of the lift is not going to lower until we pull up on our release lever right there. And then we could start to let this jack down. And so that is a great safety feature about this machine, is that it does have that heavy duty locking ratcheting mechanism here. Now, not only can we raise this by the handle itself, but you can also raise this with the other side of the jack by using a power drill right here on this nut. So if we grabbed our drill and we had that 11mm socket, we could put this on. Now, it's going to be backwards. If we're going in reverse, this is going to raise the jack up. And then if we're going in forward, this is going to allow us to lower the jack. So 11mm socket on your drill or impact is a lot quicker way to go about raising and lowering this machine, but it can easily be done by hand as well. Now, as you saw me spin this jack around, you can see that there definitely is some weight to it. Like I said, this jack does weigh 119 pounds, but to move it around, it's pretty easy. We're just going to tilt it back, and then we actually have two pneumatic tires on the back side of the jack here that make this very easy to move around, so we can move it from mower to mower. And then also this jack is going to be fully collapsible, that way that we can be able to store this flat wherever we need to put it. So the way that we're going to go about doing that is right here with the two pins that we talked about for our shoes. We're going to simply pull those out. Next, we have a pin right down here that has this keeper that we are simply going to pull out and then push this pin out. And then once we do that, we can freely remove the hanger just by raising up and sliding it out. Now, once we have our main frame piece on here for our feet, we're going to raise the jack up, or raise the winch up to get it out of the way, so that we have these holes here to grab a hold of. And then we have our safety pin right down here that we're going to pull out on, stand on the jack, and then raise it up. Once we raise it up, it comes out of its safety slot. And then we can simply set that down, and then now we are able to pick the jack up, move it wherever we need to, slide it maybe underneath a bench or underneath an area to get it completely out of the way. But there it is, fully collapsed, and then you can simply store it and your other pieces all together to get it out of the way. So now that we have a mess, I'm going to reassemble the jack, get it lined up here with the Z735M, show you the proper way to use it and also how to use those straps. So let's go back to getting it ready. And just like that, in about a minute's time, maybe less, you've got your jack reinstalled, reassembled, and ready to go to work. So when using our jack, if we are going to choose to use the safety straps, which I highly suggest, the first thing that we're going to want to do is take our strap and release it from the clasp. And then on the strap side, we do have a hold end here that we are going to take and put on our pin. So we would slide that out, put it through our loop, and then slide that back through, and then reinstall our pin. Then we can sort of set this off to the side, set our clasp out of the way, and then now we would go about getting our mower jack aligned, which looks like we are good to go here. I'm just going to go ahead now and lower this all the way down to the ground, just like so. Now here is a pro tip that you may not have thought of, but whenever we're going to pull this onto the mower jack, sometimes those front tires will actually push the jack. So the wheel chocks that you're going to use, go ahead and put those behind your mower jack to start. And then once you have it seated into the shoes, then you can take those wheel chocks and move them from behind your jack to behind your mower. All right, just like that, we are now into the shoes. And this is where we would want to go and run our strap around the tire underneath the yoke. Unless you're on a tractor style, then you will not have that yoke in the center. Get that lined up with the center of your tire. Put this back through your clasp here. Then we would hook that onto the front of our shoe assembly and then simply tighten down just like so. And then now you have some extra protection holding you into the jack itself. Now next we're going to move our wheel chocks out of the way from behind our jack, and here is where we can either start to raise the mower up by hand, or we can go back here to our drill. And then now you have plenty of room to be able to get underneath this machine, get underneath, do the service that you need to do, whatever those things are, whether it's cleaning out debris, sharpening blades, changing blades, maybe doing maintenance on the underside, maybe on the belts or the transaxles, whatever those things are. With the MoJack Pro, you're able to get this machine lifted up high enough that you can safely do work underneath your machine. So I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, we just ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as that helps us out. And then also, if you happen to be interested in one of these MoJack Pros, I'll leave a link down in the description to MoJack's website so you can go and check these out for yourself. And then also, guys, if you're looking for any type of John Deere parts, whether it be for your mowers, tractors, gators, compact construction equipment, make sure to go check us out at 247parts.com. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to check out this cool video and this one. Buy your parts right up here and subscribe right here.